But we do have a potential story of the month.
Story of the month.
Story of the month,
Another
yes.
candidate.
We're
Very
keeping
hard
track.
to get in, though.
We played the story of the month a few times. We're not going to play it here.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the next time we got a potential story that's better, we'll play the actual story of the month. But, the story of the month is principal arrested for meth, caught watching gay porn in office. He was smoking drugs, selling drugs, watching porn, naked, with marital aids.
Yeah.
Gay porn. That is the story of the month. We got this little ditty. Is this better than the story of the month that we just mentioned?
If you drive past this home, be prepared for what you might see.
You're trying not to look. You know he's there.
I personally have seen him 6 or 7 times.
This woman came to Team 2 looking for help after lodging numerous complaints about what she was seeing.
He's naked and he wants to be seen.
Naked. Completely naked.
The dog commented, too. Yeah. That was dog for, yeah.
That's dog for sick. All right.
He's naked and he wants to be seen.
Naked. Completely naked.
Wow, you hear the reporter? Naked. Completely naked.
Oh.
You know what sells.
Woof.
Woof to you, too, doggy.
Dog said, I concur.
Doesn't naked just mean without clothing complete?
Naked.
Complete?
Completely naked. Yeah, naked is naked.
How can you be more without? How can you be completely without clothes when you're already without clothes?
It's there to make it sound hotter.
Naked, completely naked, totally.
Because at this point,
completely hotly naked.
Because at this point you don't know who's naked, so it's the reporter's job to pull you in and make it as hot as possible.
He's trying to titillate.
Like a young teenage girl naked, completely naked,
completely.
See how much hotter that just got?
Woof.
But so far, this is a hot story because they haven't told you who's naked.
Yeah.
And the reporter's really selling it. The dog is helping out. Everyone is really, really into the nudity here.
The dog.
Oh, it takes a drastic turn.
Naked and he wants to be seen.
Naked. Completely naked. His name is Jimmy Mac McKenzie. He turns 60 next month. Neighbors say he's been strutting his stuff in front of them since he was in his 40s.
He's standing out there. He'll be in the summer and the spring and the rain and the heat. It doesn't matter.
It's 20 years.
Yeah.
Guy's been doing this for that long?
Absolutely.
And they're just catching on?
That's what sucks, man. You finally get your dream of owning a home, and you're right next to someone
crazy
like this
old naked guy
for the rest of your life. You got a 30-year mortgage. You're like, oh, great.
Like, oh, what did I move next door to?
Great. I have to deal with this.
Pictured nice neighbors.
And you're building fences and everything, and it doesn't matter. Well, the reporter tries to confront the naked 60-year-old neighbor.
And what about McKenzie himself?
Your neighbors say that you're running around naked in front of people, little kids included.
No!
Will you come talk to us about it?
No!
But we only...
Oh, if that isn't crazy old guy talk. No!
No!
My health won't allow it.
No!
No!
Will you come talk to us about it?
No!
But we only waited outside his home 10 minutes to see the so-called naked neighbor come out in his red and revealing briefs. Neighbors say that's how it starts. He struts out in his underwear and then pulls them off. One of his favorite times to go full Monty, they say, is in the afternoon, just in time for the Rainier school bus.
Oh, man. Wow. This guy he's screwy.
That's classic.
Where do you just lose your mind like that and decide you're going to do that?
How are you not in jail when you're
exactly.
school bus for 20 years?
Maybe because he's on his own property. I don't know.
Nah, you can't do that.
Well, let's find out. We got some more audio here.
We've had numerous complaints, yes. And he's just walking around naked.
But that's not illegal.
Officials from the Columbia County Sheriff's Department say McKenzie can walk all the way down his driveway stark naked. It doesn't matter who sees him, right up to the mailbox, and there's nothing they can do about it.
And that's what neighbors say McKenzie does quite often. strolls all the way to his mailbox on Brownlee Road, completely nude.
I don't like it a whole lot.
But Lieutenant Jerry Simmons says his deputies can't do a thing about it.
We have to do what the law says. If he is walking around trying to arouse himself or others, then that is a crime.
Oh, okay. That's
So
it.
as long as you're not...
He's not doing it for any sexual purpose.
as long as you're not fiddling.
Yeah, no fiddling.
As long as you don't do any of that fiddling.
Don't
you're fine.
fiddle. Just walk to your mailbox.
You could be naked in your own How great is that?
Who knew?
We got to test this out, is what I'm thinking.
I wish I could afford the place right next to Anthony. I would just do nude jumping jacks.
You can't do that. You
Why
would
not?
You would be arrested.
Not
Because
titillating.
you'd always be in a state.
They'd look at my body and go, "There's no way he could think this arouses anyone."
Hey, the instant feedback's loving the no. That no is classic. Bert from Philly and a few
No.
others saying the same thing. No!
No.
Wow, we got to test out this theory.
Yeah, where is that? Because certain laws may vary in
Do we know where
certain
this
places.
story's coming out of? We'll find out. We got to test a theory, obviously, with hot women. Hot, bodacious women. I just want women to walk up and down their driveway to their mailbox all morning long.
Is the fact that they're hot alone like titillating? Because this guy's like 60 years old. I'm sure they don't look at him and think, ooh.
Right.
But if it's a hot woman, perhaps that in itself is titillating.
That's sexist.
Of course it is.
As long as there's no fiddling going on.
So, yeah, we should give that a try.
Yeah, let's. We gotta learn a little bit today. I know learning is for queers, but we got to get to the bottom of this one because we want to try this one out. We want to get some hot women to just walk up and down their driveways.
Get the mail naked.
Yeah, get the mail naked is the bit.
Mm-hmm.
Although the mail's delivered in the afternoon for the most part, so.
Your newspaper?
Yeah, there you go. Get the morning newspaper.
Just
naked.
walk to your curb naked.
Maybe we could try it out today.
Yeah.
Maybe someone is willing to try it out today. Not in New York because it's freezing, although that would make it even funnier. So we got more to the story.
But some of Mackenzie's neighbors say it's much more than a birthday parade.
When we told them that we had seen this gentleman outside in his driveway, they said, well...
All right, what was bleeped?
She called him a MF.
Oh, really?
No, I have no
I guarantee you it was because he was aroused.
Oh, really?
I'm guessing.
No?
No?
Oh.
That he was fiddling.
Oh, okay.
That perhaps he was fiddling.
Okay.
outside in his driveway. They said, well, the first time they said, well, we'll send somebody out, but we're busy today.
Team 2 has obtained police and court records
Team 2.
showing Mackenzie was charged with public indecency 3 times between 1989 and 2004. According to records at the state appeals court, he also admitted to molesting a toddler. In 2005, Mackenzie was arrested again. This time he was charged with 50 counts of encouraging child sexual abuse.
Well,
dude, I was just thinking about this yesterday.
is that because a bus went by and
and he's
doing that?
More,
so it's like
he's doing more than
encouraging-
just standing there naked. Let's just put it that way.
That sounds like a charge that they had to come up with.
And that's what sucks. You buy a house and you're stuck with this guy for, like I said, 30 years. I was thinking yesterday, man. Every day there's another story in the paper about some pervert.
Yeah.
And it's usually something with kids. There's a story today about a mom walking into her apartment somewhere in New York. Her 13-year-old daughter is topless, and the repairman, I forgot what job he was doing, is there trying to talk the girl into some kind of sexual act. And the mom just grabs her daughter like, what the hell's going on? And yanks her out of the apartment, and then the guy gets arrested. But every day there's a story in the local paper.
Wow.
Doesn't matter what city. It's an epidemic.
Yeah. Was it always? I wonder. Was it always, but just not reported?
I think so.
Yeah. I think it's one of those things that gets people paying attention. Like if there's a kiddie porn story on the news you're watching, because everyone has kids or obviously know someone with kids.
Yeah.
Or if it's in the paper, you're reading those stories before you're reading about how gas prices are going up.
Everyone can get behind that too and just look and go, what a creep. Like, what a ghoul. They convicted that guy that killed that girl in Florida.
Oh, Paul Cooey?
Oh.
Yeah.
What a...
He, kidnapped her, raped her, and then buried her alive?
Horrible story.
Yeah.
That bastard.
Lunsford. They should just give the father a pistol and just let him execute him.
Yeah, let him do it.
Castrate him.
I mean, come on, let's get a little archaic with the laws here and with the executions. Let the guy do it.
And then you got the people that are against execution, and you see a story like that in the paper.
Yeah, why should that guy live?
And I don't feel like arguing the point all morning. Like, just logically, it doesn't make sense that you would think it's fine, this guy should live.
Yeah.
Don't tell me it costs more to blah, blah. I don't care.
Yeah, who cares? It's
You get the guy off the earth, you know what? The family sleeps at night a little bit.
Yeah, it's vengeance. And she was 9, and he buried her alive. I mean, how do you
not think this guy should die?
This guy's going to turn around in prison?
And if it costs more to put someone to death, well, let's spend the money. How about this? You stop forgiving foreign debts for favors. You make them pay what they owe. We take that money and put a few people to death.
And people think the life in prison thing is, well, he'll never see the light of day again. He's going to be in prison, locked up.
It's a social club.
People make of their life whatever it is. So whether you're living high on the hog or you're in prison, that's your life. You have to live it. You have moments of happiness, moments of sadness. You got your good times, your bad times. It's still the same thing in prison. That just becomes your life. So after, the initial, I don't know how many years it would take, but it just becomes, that is now what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's how you live your life. Yeah. And it's no more, it's not a punishment. You have your wants. You want to be free, but everyone's got what they want in life and can't attain. So for them, it's freedom. But the rest of their life is just they're existing. That's why I don't believe that life in prison is quite as much a punishment for these people as a lot of people think. Just kill him. This guy's worthless.
We could take calls from people that did some time in jail, and it would piss off a lot of people because I think the average person has no idea how prison really is and how it's not as bad as you'd think in your mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm just thinking, I'm sorry, I'm kind of quite upset because Voss is coming in. I'm just thinking of how he's going to try to talk about this.
Oh, his spin on it.
Like, when it comes to kids, he's going to put his little stupid hand up and try to, maybe like a kid advocate, and you're just going to all of a sudden side with the pedophiles.
Yeah.
Such an
He'll
ass.
turn everyone around. Yeah, they should let him go.
Here's the last bit of the story.
Deputies say they searched his home and found boxes and computer hard drives stuffed with child pornography.
This guy was charged with kiddie porn, and you're telling me he's not showing an interest in the children on the school bus? Where else are you going to get that big an audience?
Yeah, man, he's playing Giant Stadium.
Yeah.
As far as pedophiles go, there you go. He's playing Giant Stadium.
I gotta be naked.
Right.
I'll go get the mail naked. Some publicity. How you doing, kids?
If you're a pedophile, that's got to be the greatest gig you could get. Naked in your driveway in front of a school bus filled with children.
Yeah.
How does it get any better than that?
How does what the hell is this? If he's got kiddie porn on his computer,
what's wrong with this guy? Why are you so crazy about it? If you have child porn, why are you naked in the front?
Yeah. Why are you not in jail? Why are the neighbors not stomping his brains out?
But why not just kind of keep it under your hat?
Yeah.
You don't need to be naked, but you have...
Literally, just walk out with a hat over it.
All right. We got to take a break.
Right.
That's not story of the month. It got sad.
No.
It got kind of sad.
Sad. No!
It started out kind of funny. I thought it was just some old codger.
Yeah.
Just walking around nude, hoping
cute little old guy.
I was thinking he was doing it for the neighbors and stuff. Maybe the hot wife left behind as the husband goes to work. But then
all the kids look and laugh when they drive by. It's gotta be like the adults are like, oh, shocking. The children, they're passing by on the bus. If that was me, every day passing by, we just all would look and point and laugh. Look at the old naked guy again. He's out. Everybody goes over to one side of the bus.
All right. Bus is ready to tip over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
It'd be traumatizing. It'd be funny.
Yep. All right. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. Kind of scary. We got a lot of ex-cons calling our show right now.
Well, now we know where our audience is.
We just found our audience. We kind of said before the break that this life in prison is no big deal to some people.
It just becomes the reality that is your life, and you lead it. Obviously we would think it would be a horrible thing to go into prison, anyone who's not in prison. But then once you're in there, that is your life, so you have to live it. So it becomes a thing that isn't as bad as people who aren't in prison think it is.
I spent one night in jail, and it's just a terrifying reality. It's terrifying. Especially when you look like I do. I mean...
Oh,
yeah,
cute.
It's frightening. I mean, I'm not a tough-looking guy.
No.
Soft little idiot.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Way in front.
But over time, you would just, that would become whatever.
You would be a musclehead.
No.
You would just take it.
I'd take it. I mean, I'd try to go cut that out.
Well, the word head would come in probably, but I don't think muscle would really be.
Sir, my first name isn't Gimme.
What is the reality? If, like, all three of us were in prison doing hard time, like, what would happen? Would you just give in, Jimmy?
No.
Would you just fight to the end?
Well, I don't know. I'd probably object loudly.
I'd do it.
Warden.
I would be objecting and lifting as much weight as humanly possible, hoping that eventually it goes away.
I'd do what I did in school. I'd be the funny guy.
And hope that gets you through?
Hope that works. And then I'd join the Aryans. And get some swastika tattoos.
Join them. They'd probably tell you you're too radical.
Ed would shave his head the first night. Who are you kidding? Who are you kidding?
Some tats.
Yeah, let's say hi to D in Connecticut. D, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
You were in prison?
No, actually, I'm a CO. I work there.
Oh, a CO. Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah. What do you got?
As you were saying before, these guys don't have it that bad. Once a couple years go by, they get settled in. They got TV. They got all the local channels. They're sitting there. They're watching wrestling, NASCAR, baseball, NFL, the news, everything.
I don't think it's a big deal if you could sit around and discuss what happened on American Idol last night.
Yeah, they could
I think
do
that's
that.
a little better than killing somebody.
And then they have a lot of things that occupy their time, and I don't think it's so much because they want to give these prisoners so much to do, as it is they don't want them rioting or, doing things to the guards. So they occupy their time with things like school. They have libraries. These guys decide to become lawyers and work on their own cases. So they're using their time. They're not sitting there toiling and thinking about what they did.
Watching
this horrible
TV.
crime of murdering a girl and burying her alive. This guy, he's going to be in there, watching TV, doing that. Of course, it'll probably cross his mind every so often, but there's so much to do in there. And they give them so much to do so they don't riot and kill guards and stuff.
It's not that big of a deal if you could get lost in a book.
Yeah. Let me just get lost in a book.
Here's a guy that kidnapped, raped a little girl, buried her alive. But fast forward maybe a few months, he's going to just be in his cell, lost in a book.
Yeah, just, I'm reading.
Just lost in a book.
Just turning pages and laying down.
And these people against the death penalty, they just don't get it. They don't get it.
And they go, well, it has nothing to do with justice. It's just retribution and revenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes that's good enough.
And in this case, like Jimmy said, the father should absolutely be able to just kill the guy when something like that happens.
And it's usually people who are not always, but obviously his son was murdered. It's usually people who are not the parents of murdered children who are completely anti-death penalty.
Oh, yeah.
All right, D, thank you.
Yeah, one more thing, guys.
Oh, boy.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing, a lot of guys that are in there don't want visitors from the outside because they don't want that reality of what's going on.
Yeah, because they got their own reality in there and it's working for them. And then once a visitor comes in, they realize, oh, yeah, there's an outside.
All right, guys, I'm punching out.
All right, thank you, sir. Let's say hi to John from Florida, another CO. What's up, John?
Hey, how you guys doing this morning?
Hi. Hey.
All right, yeah, like the other guy was saying, these guys, they have it so freaking easy. I mean, they got more rights than we do, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
They're allowed to complain about us. They're allowed to sit there and write us up, and get us in trouble, for doing our job.
Yeah, and that seems like something like busy work. Like, just to pass the time, why not complain about a CO, write out a complaint? That'll kill my day. There's another day down the tubes that I could just mark off with my piece of chalk on the wall in my 1800s jail cell.
Yeah, exactly.
What am I, an
These
idiot?
guys, like the lifers, they have, they don't even really care about what goes on in the prison because they're there for life, so they don't really give a shit.
Yeah. Oh.
The short timers, it's the guys that aren't in there for that long that, make all the trouble and everything else,
Yeah.
The ones that end up coming back until they finally do end up killing somebody.
Yeah, the guys that are in there for a long time, they don't care. That's their life.
And you get used to your surroundings no matter what. It becomes your life.
People
it becomes
are very
your lifestyle, and you're adapting to prison life.
Oh yeah, exactly. And then there's guys that can't adapt to prison and sit there and cry at night and say, oh, I don't deserve to be here and da 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 da. And
then the guards beat him to death.
Yeah,
and someone wins a bet.
All right, Ryan, thank you. John, I'm sorry, John.
Morning, guys.
Ryan on instant feedback. This is very rare, so we got to stop the show and point it out.
Oh,
Ryan from Minnesota. Anthony murdering a girl and burying her alive. Come on, man. Anthony's rarely wrong.
Murdering a girl and burying her alive.
Oh, did you say that?
Wow.
How dumb I am. I didn't catch it when you said it, or when Opie just read it. I didn't see it. Like, what's wrong with that?
That is awful.
Wow.
How did he do that? Brought her back to life.
Just to do it.
Here you go. Let's say hi to Pittsburgh. Paying a little attention to Pittsburgh. Jimmy's going to be in Pittsburgh starting tonight at the Improv, right?
Tonight through Sunday, yeah.
Let's say hi to Eric. Eric, what's up?
I get rape and murder mixed up.
You're the greatest.
Huh?
Hey, my daughter's mother, first of all, was never married to her. She goes to prison. She's in prison for about 8 months. She writes my daughter a letter for the first time. And the first thing she says is, who do you think's going to win American Idol? That Chris, he's real hot.
That Chris is real hot.
Yeah, so what's that prove to you, how easy prison is?
I think if you can watch TV, then prison is a breeze.
Oh.
Yeah.
It really is.
Then she draws her a picture with these beautiful crayons and markers, and I guess I don't let them have
I like
that,
to simplify everything around me. If you can watch TV in prison, then it's a cakewalk because that's what we pretty much do in our lives, during our lives on the outside.
Here is the only thing that's bad about prison. Here, hold on 2 seconds. The only thing bad about the prison is that you don't want to get raped.
Yeah, in between shows, you're looking over your shoulder.
That's pretty much it.
Because if the show's interesting enough, even the rapists are watching. They're going to wait for a commercial break or something. So you can even focus on the show. Commercial comes, you're looking around like, oh boy.
Yeah, oh boy, what's going to happen? But that really is the only thing that would keep a lot of people from going to prison.
Right.
Because it seems very structured. Some people like that structured lifestyle. You got TV. You got people telling you what you got to do. There's activities. It's like camp.
Yeah.
But with the, rape, it's bad camp.
It's still like camp.
It's well, some football camps.
And let's be honest. That just makes your day a little more exciting. Wondering.
Yeah, maybe some people that spices it up. You never know. You never know what's over your shoulder.
It depends on your crime. I mean, if you are a guy that's sitting back, and if you're an armed robber or something like that, I mean, you should have a library and ways to improve your life a little bit because you're going to be coming back out anyway. But, anything with kids, they should just be, their condition should be barbarism.
Yeah.
The condition should be just inhumane.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Old school, medieval.
Black and white TVs,
Yeah, Sam in Pittsburgh, what's up?
Rabbit ears.
Sam, yeah, give them 3 channels.
Yeah.
Static in the middle of their shows.
A black and white TV with 3 channels.
That's gruesome.
Sam, what's up?
Hey, those other 2 beanbags took every word I wanted to tell you about.
See?
In prison. But I'll tell you a different aspect. When you got gay guys coming into the prison, that's a whole different story, guys.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, man, it's like apple pie given to a monkey. I mean, these monkeys, they sniff out these gay guys, man. And we had the biggest problem with these beanbags coming in, and I mean, they would volunteer to do stupid stuff, you know what I mean, to get in trouble, to get isolated with some of these guys.
So they would be isolated with other men so they can
do what?
Sexually
molested.
they
jump on the trampoline without the trampoline, you follow me?
Oh,
yeah.
Boy, yeah.
So wait, the gay guys wanted to be isolated or the other guys wanted to be with the gay guys?
Well, the homosexual, what would happen was when you get in trouble, you get isolated into a certain part of the jail, meaning you got your Hispanics on one side and you got your blacks on one side, and I don't care what any other CEO will tell you, that happens because you can't mix them sometimes. Right. You follow me?
Yeah.
And these guys would come in here, and say a white guy would come in, right? He'd be a gay guy or a Hispanic or whatever. He'd come in, and he'd figure out which one of those 3 holes had any gay guys in there. So then he started complaining about the cell that he was in, He'd make trouble with somebody in there. Then he'd get put into another cell, depending on what he did. And eventually they'd get the gay guys, they sniff each other out. And we'd come in,
You gotta hurry up, Sam. I mean, you're talking like you're doing time yourself.
Yeah, right?
Oh, my God.
Wow, I felt like I was doing a sentence.
Holy crap.
I nodded off.
I'm trying to get thrown into another radio show for 10 minutes.
Yeah,
I wish he would.
Well, those beanbags, they took everything I was going to tell you about them, you know?
Obviously.
I have no idea what this guy was trying to say.
I know, I phased out for a second.
I phased out. So the gay guys...
If the guy wants to be isolated with gay, he'll find out blacks, whites, Hispanics are all sectioned off in these isolation places.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy will get thrown in the hole. He'll kind of understand where the gay guy is. So he'll have a problem with... all right. I was going to say you talk, you would know, but you would. But you're just not...
So it's his goal to get in a cell with a gay guy,
yes.
to beat him up, or just to have relations?
Sex.
All right, to have relations.
Then you're going to have some sex.
All right, thank you, Sam. You could have done that in 10 seconds.
Some of that prison sex. Jimmy wrapped it up in no time.
Absolutely. And I made it a hot little attractive package.
Right.
John in the Bronx. What's up, John?
I almost crashed my car listening to that last caller.
No kidding. Getting a lot of Z's on the instant feedback.
Oh, my God. Listen, as far as law enforcement's concerned, there's a lot of things those cops in that area could do to that old man because nobody entertains complaints from a pedophile. They don't care about it.
So you think the cops could do a thing or two?
All I'm going to say is I can't get into specifics because the statutes of limitations aren't over yet, but nobody entertains complaints with a pedophile. Everybody hates him. The most liberal person in the world does not care about a pedophile.
And they certainly hate him in the joint.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, they put him in, like, protective custody.
Is that a myth, though, or is that the truth? I did hear one case where they tattooed the victim's name, the little girl's name on the guy's face. Is that true? Did we talk about that?
Yeah.
They tattooed her name on his face?
That's a good one.
Yeah.
All right, thank you, sir. Let's say hi to Neil in Stanford. Neil, what's up? We got a hot topic.
What's up, guys? I love you guys.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
I did time in Connecticut almost a year, and it ain't as bad as, I mean, unless you touch the little girl or something, then, you know, you're going to get messed up. But I had a color TV, a Game Boy, CDs, a CD player, radio, listening to you guys every morning.
That's great.
It wasn't bad at all.
It took 20 minutes, but these are the phone calls we're looking for.
What did you...
What do you have in the joint? This guy had everything. He had more than most of our listeners.
Yeah. What did you do? What were you in for?
Possession of deadly weapon.
Oh, what'd you have?
I had a knife in my car.
Oh.
You did a year for a knife in your car, dude? Come on.
There's something else going on.
Yeah, what happened?
Unpaid parking tickets?
Not first offense.
A little bit of marijuana.
Yeah, there you go.
Not your first offense.
Probation and all that.
And all right, a kilo of coke in my.
Yeah, and I was on probation for murder.
Right.
All right, guys. I love you guys. You guys are the best.
Hey, what game were you playing?
What game was I playing?
Yeah.
GTA?
Metroid. You know Metroid?
Metroid.
Yeah.
That's an older game, so you've been out a while, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let's say hi to Mike.
Keep your nose clean.
Yeah, Mike, what's up?
That.
Hey, how's it going? No, I lived in North Carolina. I had a buddy, Bob, and I'll tell you, they have a lot of stuff in jail. Because he used to get out, you know, once a week. He'd hang out on the weekends or something, or depending on how often he went in. But he'd go in just to have a place to stay because he'd get kicked out of his house or something. He's like, yeah, I got no place to stay. It's cold. I'll go to jail this week.
Is that Mayberry? The hell is...
No, I lived in towards the Outer Banks, right in the Outer Banks there.
I've heard this before because you don't have a place to sleep and you get a nice little bed in jail.
Yeah, so he'd go out there, and now there is, you know, you got the other side too. You got to think about the bad things that happen because I know personally a gay guy that murdered someone. He's been in since the 80s, and you know,
wow,
he has a lot of stuff, but you know, at the same time, they have a lot of stuff they have to deal with. I mean, he's got guys, you know, that try to beat him up, so then he's got to go, you know.
Yeah, but you know what? I think after a while, if you're doing a pretty long sentence, you become friends. Eventually, you just become friends. You're seeing the guys trying to rape you year after year. Eventually, it's like, you know what? Hey, man.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up? How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
It's kind of like that old cartoon with, clock it in.
Yeah, where the sheepdog
right.
and the wolf, they punch in. How you doing, Sam? Pretty good. Ching. And then the guy sits there and they try to kill each other the whole time. And then the whistle blows and they punch out.
I'd imagine you become friends eventually with some of these people because you're like,
But does it get to the point where you're being raped and you're like, hey, did you see the game last night?
Right. All right, let's get this over.
Because you're friends, so
I'm
you're
hungry.
talking about that, you know.
Or do you have some kind of a common bond? Like maybe the mess hall was painted. Do you like just notice that together, like while he's raping you? You're like,
right.
The stupid green mess hall. And the guy, yeah, this is kind of weird that they painted it green.
Yeah.
And continue brutalizing you.
Right. You just notice the subtle changes around you.
Yeah. It becomes a relationship.
You got to think you become friends. I mean, the newbies that come in, I'm sure that's a whole nother thing. But the guys you're doing the time with year after year, eventually it's just like, all right, I'm done with you.
What are you doing tonight?
Why don't we watch some wrestling tonight and talk about life? Jamie in Florida.
Yeah.
You did 5 years for burglary?
Yeah.
How tough was it in the joint?
It wasn't. If you can get past the first year, it ain't too bad after that.
The first year is the rough one?
Yeah.
Why?
The first year is when you got to prove yourself.
Oof.
If you don't prove yourself, then they're going to take that. You know what?
Well, how'd you prove yourself?
You just gotta. Well, I was pretty much like Anthony. I was the funny guy.
You're the funny guy.
Comedy gets you out of a lot of trouble. Being silly can get you out of a lot of messes.
Yeah.
I imagine if someone's having their way with you in the shower and you're just laughing through the whole
cracking
thing.
jokes.
I think that's the last time anyone has their way with you in the shower, because that's just creepy.
Especially if you do impressions, you can just do the creepiest movie voices.
Right.
Oh, and then if it turns out that he wants to say sodomize you in a certain way, you just hold something like a telephone and go, hello.
I would just have the most
you're in the shower, Jim.
I would have the most psychotic laugh.
And they want you to do something to them.
Okay.
You just you grab a certain thing and hold it up to your ear and go, hello. Call for me.
Yeah, that would get around the gym.
Yeah, that's funny.
You do a psychotic laugh, people, they're going to be like, ugh. There's other people to do this too.
You got to just go. Turn around and go. Is that all you got?
Oh yeah, that's it. Hey Jamie, what'd you have in your cell though?
I didn't have a whole lot of stuff in my cellar. He had a TV, and I mean it's like camp. I mean,
see, he did 5 years, and he's admitting it was like camp after a while.
Yeah, I mean it's not.
Are you?
Once you're acclimated, it's not that bad. I mean, it ain't no more than normal life. I mean, except you ain't got no bills.
Or women.
And you got no bills. There you go.
Yeah. Hey, dude, how was your burglary 5 years? You must have, woke someone up, I guess, huh?
No, actually, it was a neighbor, and
you tied her up.
All I got out of that was probation because it was my first offense.
Yeah.
But a year later on probation, I went on a high-speed chase with the cops through 3 counties, and the judge didn't like that very well, so I got 3 years for the burglary, and I got 2 years for running from the cops.
Man, did you make America's Wildest police chases or anything like that?
No, I committed my crime in Ohio in a small town, so it wasn't, it was a big headliner there, but it didn't reach no big city, so I mean.
Well, better luck next time.
God, you know what? We just found our audience because
yeah, I know.
The phones have never been hotter.
They just love robbing people.
Did 3 years. Let me just read these real fast before we go to break. Did 3 years for assault after shooting robber in my house.
Oh.
Homeless guy always did something to go to jail every winter to stay warm. I hear they have liquid soap in prison now. Gays are segregated from general population. Did 7 years for armed robbery. Guards protected the pedophiles. Been to jail twice. Only the willing get raped. I was in jail. People raped the pedophile. This is our audience.
Can we get to some of these guys when we come back? There's some lovely stories here.
Yeah, we'll get to a few more of these stories. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. Rich Voss joins us next. All right, we don't want to lose these people. Yes. They've been on hold for a long time. Greg on Long Island, what's up? You're on the Opie and Anthony Show.
What's up, fellas? How's it going?
Pretty good, man.
I don't know too much about it, but when I was in Arizona last year, I was visiting my cousin, and he did a stretch in a place called Tent City.
Oh, I heard about this place.
Tent City rules.
Where the warden makes you, no matter what crime you do, you're out in the heat 365 days a year wearing pink pajamas and pink slippers just to make an example out of you.
But you're under tents, right?
Yeah, you're under tents, but it doesn't matter. You're like, in the middle of the summer, it could be, 120 degrees out there, but they don't care. You're stuck outside all day, no matter what the temperature is, wearing pink pajamas, just to make an example out of you.
Boy, that's that particular penal system? Like that's the jail, Tent City?
Yeah, that's what it's called, Tent City. And you drive by, and there's just tents set up all around the place. Like I said, I don't know too much about it. I didn't get a chance to, visit it while I was visiting there.
All right, here's the deal, though. Here's the deal. I hear about the pink, outfits, whatever you want to call them, uniforms, prison uniforms.
Yeah.
Is it really a big deal if everyone's wearing pink?
Right.
It becomes the thing.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's like regular jails here where everybody's wearing blue. I guess you get stuck, you get used to
But I'm just saying, it's much more effective if you just have just a few of the guys in pink.
Yeah,
then it becomes like, pink.
Then it's a joke.
But if you're all wearing pink, what's the big deal at that point?
That's how you can't run.
Yeah. It's better to make an example out of somebody who did something worse by sticking him in a pink, pink outfit as opposed to everybody wearing it.
I'm in Tent City. You're outdoors all day. I mean, even though it's hot.
Yeah, outside all day. That's what I was told. That you're stuck outside no matter what the temperature is. You're under tents all day long. They set up cots for you and you sleep outside.
Do they have any air conditioning or no?
No, not that I know of, no. You're just stuck out there and that's it.
That sounds a lot worse than Rikers. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah, just because, especially in the summertime, who wants to be stuck out there in 120-degree weather just sweating?
It's awful,
There's nothing
dude.
you can do about it.
I would take the outdoors over the inside, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think I'd have to agree with that.
Especially in a tent, you feel like you're camping, having some fun, you laugh.
Yeah, but the outdoors, you see people living right outside of you, driving by and living. My cousin did a couple of years in Arizona in prison, and he's as goofy a Jew as anybody could be. And he told me that, a skinhead or Aryan walked into his cell and punched him in the face.
Cool.
And then the guy's walking down the tier, and my cousin ran up from behind him and kicked him and punched him in the back of the head or whatever, and they didn't mess with him the rest of the time he was in prison.
Because he fought back.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to prove yourself a little bit. Let's say hi to Justin in Boston. Justin, what's up? Justin.
Hey.
All right, we're moving way too fast. We can't wait around today. Roger, Michigan, what's going on?
Good morning, fellas.
Hey.
Yeah, you're on. Jesus.
Good morning.
Hey.
You don't take orders very well.
Good morning, Roger. How are you today?
Get the pleasantries over with and
we
just
don't
get to the story.
We don't do pleasantries on this show. Waste too much time. We're only on the air like 3 hours on this side. We got to get right into stuff. Let's go, Roger.
I did 10 years in prison, and it's nothing like these guys are talking about. I don't know where they did time in prison, but I did almost 2 years in a hole just because of the fighting that I did throughout all the time I was in there. All we had was black and white TVs. Pedophiles, they didn't get messed with any longer because they were rats, and they were the police. They were the guards' little puppets. So they didn't have no problem.
Where'd you do your time?
Well, I did my time in Michigan, all of it.
Okay.
10 years for what?
I used to rob places.
I used to rob places.
Is that on your resume?
Yeah.
Beating around a bush.
I dabbled in a little robbery.
Yeah.
What do you do now?
Well, I work for construction.
Okay.
So you're on the straight and narrow, huh?
Yes, have to be. I have a family.
What's the worst part about being in jail? Like, what do you miss the most when you're in jail?
Women.
It is, okay.
Well,
that's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
That would be top of the charts, obviously. What's the second thing you miss?
Normal food.
Just normal food?
You sound like a white guy. Were you in the Aryan Brotherhood or any gangs there?
No, I wasn't. I'm actually a Native American, so I was pretty isolated from a lot of people, and that's why I did get into so many fights because I have long hair, and so I was a pretty guy to the black guys, but I wasn't backing down to anybody. So,
well, okay, so you got Aryan Brotherhood, Muslims, and all that. Say, just a Jew goes into prison. Who does he?
He owns it.
There's certain people. Like, what happens? Like when something like that happens. Say,
yeah, another great question from Rich Voss.
Rich,
let's go to...
It's like a child's question.
Yeah, really.
If the man was yelling at me, would he beat me up if I said don't?
No, that's a great question.
First of all, I think statistically the amount of Jews in prison are zero. And I think it's
just like in professional sports.
White-collar crime. They go to those country club places, and they're out in like 2 months.
Yeah.
It's no Jews in prison.
All right, let's go to Al in Westbury. Al.
It's proven.
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing?
Good.
The reason that Joe Arpaio out in Tent City makes those prisoners wear pink is because what he realized, like when the guys get released from jail, they take with them like their blue denim and dungaree outfits, and it gives them like street cred out there. Like, I'm a big badass, I just got out of jail.
Oh, wow, okay.
So he figured that if I dress him in pink, no guy in their right mind is going to walk around with pink pants out there.
All right.
I had no idea you could take that stuff home with you.
I thought you had to bring it back. Give it
You
to
would look like a badass on the streets.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a criminal justice major wants to explain Tent City. It's Wes in Connecticut. Wes.
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right.
Hey, my professor worked on the case. He was telling me that the inmates of Tent City actually tried to sue the state of Arizona and their corrections board because they said the pink was cruel and inhumane. And the courts ruled that, hey, tough luck, man. You guys are going to sit out there and you're going to wear pink and you're going to like it.
Yeah, how could they say it's cruel?
What do they do in Tent
Everybody's
City?
wearing-
They just lounge around? Do they have to, like, do details?
I think they work. I think it's like a work thing, like a chain gang. It's pretty much as close to a chain gang as they can get in this day and age.
I don't know, they have like working parties and then it's like basically old canvas army tents with bunk beds in them and that's what they sleep in.
Oh, wow.
Hey, boy. You get out there, boy. That's what you need, one of those good old time with the guys standing around with the shotgun and the sunglasses.
The Ray-Bans.
A big wad of chew in his
Like
mouth.
the ugly one from Scarecrow who raped Al Pacino. I think that was the one.
All right, thank you, sir. Let's go to Tristan. Tristan, what's up?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, man.
These guys especially that Penn City, you know, these prisons are like like golf courses or something. I did 10 years in a real prison called Attica.
Oh, little place named Attica.
Little place called Attica.
Did you play the big room, sir?
What'd you do? Yeah, what'd you do there?
At the prison, or what I do to get
No, what'd you do to make Attica?
Well, I took a broken bottle to my girlfriend's husband, so in a bar down in Boston.
And what happened to the guy?
He's talking through an electric voice box. Sounds like that guy off of South Park. Blimey.
Oh, wow, you cut out his voice box?
Why'd you do that?
He beat the shit out of my sister with a baseball bat. I figure, what the hell?
All right, wait a minute. You just cursed. So this guy beat the crap out of your sister with a baseball bat?
Yeah.
So you decided to take a bottle to his neck, basically?
It didn't really, it just eventually went that far. You know, I didn't think, I'm going to go stab this guy, but it got bad, and that's the first thing, I just the bottle ended up breaking, so I just picked it up.
Note to self. Hold on. Note to self. Mm-hmm. No more public appearances for the Opie and Anthony show.
Yeah.
All right.
Our listeners are scaring me.
No kidding, man.
Did people know what you did in jail?
Yeah, people do know. Like the one guy said, the first year's the toughest. You definitely got to prove yourself. But if you think about it, with a name like Tristan, I've kind of had to prove myself my whole life. It's kind of a femmy name.
Yeah, you got a little femmy name.
Yeah. I kind of do. I'll admit that. And that's not my mom's fault. But my whole life, I took kickboxing just to back my name up. So you definitely got to prove yourself. And in Attica, there's a couple of spots where they keep kind of like underground fights, So it helps out if you at least win a couple of fights, you probably get the crap kicked out of you.
Prison Fight Club?
Wait, it's like Prison Fight Club?
It's kind of like Fight Club, but the prison guards, they know what's going on. The pedophiles, they're definitely not rats up there. Nobody. I was there for 9 years, and I'll tell you what, I might have seen 2 or 3 people get raped the whole time. People do not like gay people in there. They do not like pedophiles, rapists.
I'm a little disappointed with the prison rape stats that we're hearing from the actual convicts.
Yeah, I've always heard it's less than you think.
Yeah.
It is definitely
Very
less
disappointing.
than you think.
What do you do now, Tristan?
I actually own a landscaping business.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
What do you use to cut the grass? A bottle?
Are you allowed to talk if you're white? Are you allowed to hang out or talk at all to the black convicts if you're white?
You do realize you're a guest on the show, right? Not a host.
I'm just asking.
I like
his simple little question.
I love Voss's. Voss has he's childlike
He is
questions.
childlike.
Could I talk to the black people if I was there?
Is it a bad place?
Hold on, sir. My nephew wants to know if he'd be allowed to talk to the black.
My nephew.
It's bring your nephew to work day. He has a question for you, sir. Just humor him.
Isn't that a normal question? What's wrong with that?
Yeah. No, not for a man in his 40s.
Could you have a puppy in prison?
You guys.
When are you going to be on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader, by the way? Have they called you yet?
I'm playing the fifth grader.
Wait, that was the joke, Dope. No, you're a contestant.
Oh, Rich.
Holy
Definitely allowed
crap.
to talk to people.
So, wait, now, Voss had a very valid question. Are you allowed to talk to black people there?
That's another thing that's really misconstrued. Everybody in the big time prisons, you know, they all help each other out. I mean, initially they definitely hate each other, like the Aryans. They definitely hate the black people, but you know, Aryans got stuff that black people want. Black people got stuff the Aryans want.
Yeah, there's commerce going on.
You know, it's just like the world. Japanese and Americans, they got stuff we want. We got stuff they want. We'll still bomb the crap out of them if we ever want to.
Did you join the Aryans?
You know what? I didn't join them, but they definitely did back me up because I made a couple of them a lot of money in a couple of those fights. So if I ever needed help with like a black guy, I beat a black guy up really bad, and a couple of his buddies wanted to come after me, and you know, I didn't even have to ask them for help. They said I made them about $500-600. So
That's nice.
They might
Those Aryans.
right at me.
All right.
Sweet people.
All right, we're going to take one
Thanks,
more.
man.
Thank you, Tristan. You're cool, right? Don't want to hang up on any of these guys. You all right?
Yeah, you're right. Yo, why aren't you just hanging up on
hell
me?
yeah, right.
These guys are getting the most courteous. All right, thanks for calling. Godspeed.
Anything else you want to say?
Shock Jock's head removed with a weed whacker.
I'm not stupid. You got to know your place, man. We all know our place in this world. You yell and scream at the mom, the soccer mom in her minivan if she cuts you off. But if it's some kind of gang member, you're not even honking or doing anything.
Look down, lock your doors.
That is the reality. We all know our place out there.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Just flip a couple gang signs. You'll eventually get it right. They're all messed up.
All right, thank you, Tristan. Best call of the day.
Yeah.
Chip in Kentucky. What's up?
Hey, guys. How are you doing today?
Hi, Chip.
All right, you did 24 months for manslaughter.
Yeah, I shot a guy 6 times in the face with his own pistol.
Well,
all right, I'm going to take a different approach. So how did you find out about the Opie and Anthony show?
Oh, I own my own truck now, and of course I have XM, so I've been listening to you guys for about, probably since you came on XM about 2.5 years ago.
Cool.
So some guy was probably menacing you with a weapon. You took his gun from him and shot him, and they considered it a little excessive.
Well, he was actually harassing me. I used to be a DJ, guys, in a small little town in Kentucky. Did radio and sportscasting, and
sorry,
I was actually messing around with the guy's girlfriend.
Okay.
And he came up to me at work one evening and approached me with, pistol in hand. And initially I ran from him. And,
Good move.
I'm a decent sized guy though, so it was like I finally got fed up running, got tired. He chased me down an alley, and when he turned the corner, I tripped him. He dropped his gun, and I picked it up and shot him 6 times.
So you not only had sex with his girlfriend, you killed him by shooting him in the face.
Shot him in the face. Did you get back in time to seg the record?
Yeah.
Hope you were playing a long Zeppelin tune or something.
People had 2 years of Pump Up the Jam.
Well, actually, my last time on air was 87. That was that was my last sign-on period.
Yeah.
But the reason why I got only 12, I got 24 months and then in prison, then I had to do 3 years probation, and I wasn't allowed to return to the small town in Kentucky until until my probation was up.
Ladies and gentlemen, the live version of Greengrass and High Tides. I'm going to be away for a while.
But I told them that I had blanked out.
Yeah.
That I didn't remember what exactly happened, which was, Bravo Sierra. But
2 years for manslaughter.
And I got a good lawyer.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying on instant feedback, this is a true shock jock that we're talking to right now, man.
That is shocking.
Doesn't get much more shocking than this.
Wah, wah.
All right, Chip, and you had all the luxuries in jail?
I spent my time in Eddyville,
yeah,
which is the federal penitentiary. It's also where they have the where they actually do the executions in Kentucky.
Ooh.
And it's pretty run down, dilapidated, piece of crap. Black and white TVs. If you could get any reception, it's out almost on an island in the middle of a lake.
Were you beaten up in jail at all?
I was jumped by a couple of blacks, but I was able to get my revenge.
Okay.
Were you able to talk to them?
In the brotherhood, we'll put it that way. And
Rich, you got a question for Chip?
Not right now because it's just. Well, I got a question because the last caller, they said you got to prove yourself, but the last caller said he beat this guy up too bad, then his friends came after him. So do you have to prove yourself but draw a line as you're proving yourself? You know what I mean? How bad can you beat a guy before they come after you?
In prison, you can offend anyone with, you could accidentally bump into somebody, and you've offended them and their entire clique, gang, whatever you want to call it. And you're going to get beat down. I was a fresh fish. I think I was in for a month when I took a very good beating. I spent 2 weeks in the infirmary.
What did you do? What happened? Why'd you take a beating?
Well, I offended a couple of black guys
on purpose.
They were actually local in my area, and they knew that I really didn't. The area of Kentucky where I'm from, I'm just going to let you know that it's extremely white.
Right.
And
Utopia, Connecticut, right? Kentucky.
There used to be a sign in town that said, "Don't let the sun sit on your black ass."
Oh, one of those.
When they found out that I was from there. That just,
okay. All right. Hey, Chip, I don't want to be rude, but we do have to move on.
Yeah,
so
we got to move on now.
Any final thoughts?
Thank you.
It's been great. You guys have.
And then what happened?
Great.
Yeah, right.
No.
All right, Chip.
I'm not playing that game.
I understand. And I'm not even going to
He does listen a lot.
I'm not stupid.
Thank you,
All right,
Mr. Chip.
Thanks, guys.
We like Chip.
How can you not?
He's a good guy.
He's in everything delicious.
Do we continue with this? We got was sexually harassed in jail.
You have to.
Lisa from Arizona did a year in Tent City.
Like an episode of Oz.
And Richard from Jersey. I'm gay. Did 7 years. We aren't segregated.
Must be like being sentenced to a strip club when you go to prison and you're gay. It's just like...
Let's say hi to Jocelyn. She's a girl from Jersey, of course. What's up, Jocelyn? Hello?
Where did Jocelyn go?
Are you there? Oh, my God, she hung up. It was the best call of the day.
What?
She spent time in the joint and wanted to talk about all the lesbianism that was going on.
No.
I bet it was big, ugly, dykey lesbian.
And we lost
stuff.
her. Lisa in Arizona, what's up?
Make you feel better.
How you guys doing?
Good.
I want to tell you about Tent City. It's the most disgusting place in the world. It costs more to feed a dog in the pound than it does to feed a prisoner in Tent City.
Wow.
They give you, it's gross, they give you, like the old bread that sits in a grocery store gets taken to Tent City. So it's moldy bread, green bologna, and then every night they give you like cabbage. And you have to be afraid to drink the Kool-Aid because the guys that work in the kitchen could have hepatitis.
Now, how do you know all this?
I was there.
Oh, what'd you do? Bad girl.
Boozing and cruising.
Boozing and cruising? Dewey?
Yeah, I got quite a few of them, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's not your first Dewey if they sing it at Tent City.
Nope, they sent me to the big bad place.
How many Deweys?
Huh?
How many Deweys do you have? Be honest.
4.
Oh, God.
4?
What's wrong with you? You can't drink and drive.
I almost understand 2. Almost. After that.
You must really be bad.
I could see my house. I could see my house.
They all say that.
It was on your windshield.
You know, it's like when you're playing tag as a kid, you get to go home base.
Yep.
You know, they should let you do that when you're pretty much in your driveway. They should let you. You
Yeah.
made it there. You didn't kill anyone.
They should let you get away with it.
Hey.
Oh, she made it home. Let her inside.
We talk all the time. Drunk driving used to be a sport back in the day.
Yep.
I know. It's not fair.
Remember the days the cops would like pull you over, realize you're drunk with your buddies, and go, "All right, I'm taking your keys. There's a diner nearby. I'll be back at the end of my shift to give you your keys back."
Or they
That
just,
type
like,
of thing used to
follow you
happen.
home.
Yeah, all that stuff.
You must be really a bad drunk, though. You're probably one of those that really weaves a lot and talks back to the cops.
I think it's more driving drunk and angry that does it. If
Yeah.
you're angry or you're like listening to your stereo, singing to a song.
Wait, how do you drive drunk angry? Are you just knocking down like mailboxes?
Driving through people's
perfect.
backyards?
Driving too fast, just pissed off. You know when you're pissed off.
When
Anthony,
you're
I know you got that fast car.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. If I've been drinking and I have to drive somewhere, unless it's 4th of July of last year, I usually make sure I do the speed limit. I don't care if it takes me forever to get to wherever I'm going. I use my blinkers. I'm like really kind of safe. I set the cruise control so I'm not like my speed isn't changing a lot and I can concentrate just on staying in the lane. Things like that. There's a way to drive drunk.
Yeah.
You don't know it.
Well, see, they say for every time you've driven drunk, every time you've driven drunk, you get caught. You've driven drunk 1,000 times.
Ooh.
Wow.
So
that math
pretty
might be a
much
little off.
That's a little off. That means you drunk drive every night for over 3 years.
Pretty much.
Probably
yeah.
has.
Yeah,
That means you drive drunk to Starbucks to get your morning coffee.
Oh, coffee.
Wow.
You drink coffee. I drink Gatorade and vodka.
You're great.
Gatorade and vodka, nice.
Hey, did you get my check I sent you last month? Jesus.
So Tent City's disgusting. It's the worst place. It's 120 degrees. You get all these girls in a tent, and girls stink. Girls are the stinkiest creatures on earth, and very few of them would shower.
How many girls in a tent?
40.
You get any action or what?
No, they were the nastiest girls. I did make some friends. All my friends were guys till I went to jail. I did meet a lot of friends. You know, they were all pretty much drunk drivers that I was in there with. Bad check writers, shoplifters. I wasn't in there with
chicks in prison are always in it for that. You get the occasional one that killed the husband or something, but for the most part, it's bad checks and DWs, things like that.
Well,
welfare scams.
When I was in the holding cell, there was this chick that robbed a bank, and then they go to different parts. There's like an indoor building and another side of the tents where the real bad girls go. So, yeah.
So were there girls that had kind of girlfriends in there?
Yeah, there were.
Yeah.
And the one that was there was, she was kind of a guy, Her name was Michael, and she had short hair, and she kind of looked like a guy, too.
Was there any air conditioning at all, or fans?
Air conditioning?
They're outside.
No, in the tent at night.
Oh.
I'm sorry, any what?
Air
Fans or
conditioning.
anything?
No, there's a big fan, like a huge fan at each side of the tent that blows. Get this, on one side there's a garbage dump. On the other side there's an animal crematory, and then there's a water treatment plant. So no matter which way the wind blows, you get the most rancid smell you could possibly ever
they
breathe.
really placed
Not
this.
to mention the nasty girls in the tent already.
And you got snakes crawling in there because you're in Arizona, right?
Scorpions.
I'm sure the people that work at those other 3 stinky facilities are complaining about the stinky women fumes that are coming off of the prison.
Yeah, it's worse outside in 120 degrees.
Lisa, a lot of people are picking up on something. Did you learn your lesson? It sounds like you still drink and drive. Yeah?
Definitely. I still don't drive.
Oh, you don't?
Still don't drive.
No.
What, you had
I
10
could
years?
have my license back, but I still don't drive. I have a car that sits there, and if I drink, I do it at home.
It's amazing
It's
she
just
won't
a
quit
glass of red
drinking.
wine here and there. I don't booze it out anymore.
What an algae. She gave up driving. So
you can drink.
No, I live in Florida now,
That's
and every time I
dedication.
get the money saved up, something crappy happens like a hurricane. So I guess God doesn't want me to drive, which is fine.
Hurricane's a
I
good
like
drink.
my bike.
We had those down in New
Do
Orleans.
you know how many homes get ruined a year? with
Many
a hurricane?
Many home.
Homes.
Yeah, it's a really gross place. I just wanted to let you guys know it's not that nice of a place. And the pink underwear, that's the guys. It's because the guys were taking them out, giving them to their girlfriends, boxers and stuff. Girls were wearing boxers.
Yeah.
And he actually sells. Sheriff Joe makes money so many different ways there. He'll sell on the outside pink underwear that says Sheriff Joe. And
Yeah, he's hawking his wares.
Thank you.
Thanks. Have a great day, guys.
Yeah, you too.
Punching out.
Let's say hi to
one guy, one prison you're bored with. The first one that you give a little crap to.
Yeah.
The chick who didn't do anything violent.
No hit, Herlock.
I know she can't even drive to find me. Yeah, she's pretty much stuck at home. I'm brave now. All right, let's say hi to Jocelyn. She's back.
Awesome.
Jocelyn.
Yes, hey.
Hi.
How are you? Good morning.
You were in prison for what?
No, I was in county jail for 6 months in Elizabeth.
What'd you do?
What'd you do?
Drug possession.
All right.
Nice. What drugs?
Coke and heroin.
Yeah.
Coke and heroin? And now, how much did you have on you?
Oh, I had a lot. I had 20 bags of heroin and a couple clips.
So you got intent to sell or something?
Yeah, and I was in a school zone. It was me and my friend at the time.
In a school zone. She was naked having sex with a student, and how many other things can you throw into this? Wow.
Why were you in a school zone?
That's where you sell the drugs.
No, I understand that, but I don't think that's why she was there. I think it's something stupid. Why were you in the school zone?
Well, the whole town of Elizabeth is in a school zone. They do it like that to get you in trouble. They set it up like that. But I was only 18, and I grew up in a small town in Old Bridge, so I was in for a big shock when I went to there. And
this is getting hot now. 18, sent to prison.
Yes, and actually I heard all these horror stories. I thought it was going to be really bad. But the women, what they do is they wife each other, and there's just like a lot of lesbian activity that goes around. They make like socks out of socks and soap, like dildos and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. And it's not bad. The only fighting really is if you get with somebody else's wife.
Yeah. All right. So, did you have all these girls coming on to you when you were in the joint for 6 months?
Yes, because I'm white. I had real hair and all my teeth. So,
That's all they're looking for? They're looking for white, all your hair, and all your teeth.
Yeah, because some of them
sounds like me in junior high. That's all I was looking for.
What?
Some of them were really scary in there. They really looked like men. They'd walk around with like socks in their pants to pretend like they had something.
Were they really?
Oh,
I do the same thing.
Wow.
But also too, the correction officers. You know, and I hooked up with a correction officer when I was in there.
How hot is that?
Backing up to the bars, were you?
Yeah, how'd you get it done?
He worked in medical, so he would just call me down for, say there was a medical appointment.
Time for your enema.
And...
Wait. This is, we can't just blow this off. So, you're in the joint, and you decide you like this guy?
Well, I mean, you got to do what you got to do, I mean, he had access to cigarettes and McDonald's, so...
Okay. Well, yeah, cigarettes and McDonald's.
That's worth your dignity.
Yeah,
sure, of course.
At least you went for the rainbow. Almighty.
You traded in your...
You want to do the next live read from McDonald's for us? Because
look, I don't sell my body. I've got Triscuits. All right.
So
teen body.
So you give him
cigarettes and McDonald's.
Do you give him the look like, hey, I know what's going on here, and I'm willing to partake?
Yeah, well, he wanted to save me. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Well,
got us a crusader.
I mean, when I got out, I tried seeing him, but he kind of got crazy, so that was that.
He got crazy. Yeah. You were in the joint. All right, so he calls you down to the medical office. Then what happens?
He'd have his buddies look out, because, they all kind of had their own thing going on the side. They're all married and everything, and that's just what they do.
All right, so what's the move? We need to hear the move. You're in the medical...
Yeah, how did it first go down?
You just start talking, and, you tell them your sad story, and they feel bad, and then, he starts complimenting you, and then, his buddies do the lookout. It's usually later, during the day or on the shift, and, you have to make sure that his people, cover his back.
So what's the move?
It's just kind of, it's an agreement when you're in there. I mean, they know what's going on. I mean...
So does he lean over and kiss you?
Yeah, and then, it just goes from there.
Do you eat the McDonald's as he's doing it?
Are you, and you guys go all out or what?
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, I tried to continue the relationship once I got out, but he was just too crazy.
Were you into it?
At the time, yeah.
How long did you see him for once you got out?
A couple months.
Okay. So you're 18. When did you start doing heroin?
Oh, 15.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
Yeah. Oh, I'm 25. I've been clean for 3 years. I went back to school and everything.
Oh, what do you do now?
What?
What do you do?
Oh, I'm still in school for nursing.
All right.
I want to help all the young women that were like me.
So if the patient
and you also want to get into that drug cabinet. Who are you kidding?
If a patient brings you in, say, some cigarettes and something to eat, do you sleep with the patient?
What?
God, she's going to be one of these nurses that guys dream about, man. You're in the hospital with a broken leg, and there you go. She's ready to go.
For a sponge bath, right?
All right. Thank you, Jocelyn.
Bye, Jocelyn.